you say you found the story all tucked away in the back of the room, been lost for years, far away from the glory, in the midst of our day-to-day routine, in the corner of our mind.
It's only 67 degrees in our living room this morning, so our sweet pup is snuggled up under the blanket. I think I accidentally dropped it over on her as I was getting up off the couch earlier, and she took advantage of it. So I did not actually cover her up, although I know it looks like it, and now I'm tucking her in because she's such a sweet girl. And to help warm up the house, I thought I would make some pancakes, which I don't do every morning, but my son loves them, and I happen to have some blueberries on hand, so he enjoyed some blueberries with his pancakes this morning too. So I have a few errands to run today. I should go to the bank, I have a few bills to pay, and I need to go to the grocery store because I found this Cookie Monster cheesecake on Facebook, and I just thought that looks so good. So I'm going to pick up some Oreos and a few things that I need for that. But anyway, oh, and I don't know if you can tell, but I have my shirt on backwards because I found this at a thrift store, and I like the color, I like the polka dots, but when I got to the desk, the lady and I realized that there was a hole, just the tiniest hole, like right here. And so she's like, well, you can just have it for free, which I probably shouldn't have agreed to, because later I got it home and I'm like, why did I even bring this home? But I tried it on backwards, and so the hole is in the back, and of course my hair covers it, and I'm wearing a sweater too because it is a little chilly yet today. So hopefully nobody can tell. I usually make a beeline for the baskets just because they're so perfect for hiding clutter and they're decorative as well. On this particular day, I didn't find a whole lot of baskets that interested me. However, this little one with a flat bottom I thought would look really cute on a table with perhaps some extra napkins and a salt and pepper shaker. And of course, when I'm thrifting, I always have to check out the dishes because you cannot beat the prices. I was trying to figure out if this was supposed to be a leaf or a lemon. I don't know, it's probably really obvious and I shouldn't even mention it, but... And look at these beautiful bowls for 89 cents each. I don't know about where you're at, but the prices on the furniture at my local thrift stores tends to be pretty expensive, so I will usually check Facebook Marketplace. From my experience, thrift store florals tend to be a little bit sad looking. However, I liked the pot that this one was in, so I don't know what's wrong with me. My husband thinks I'm crazy because about a year or two ago, maybe even 3 years ago, I pretty much got rid of most of my cookbooks. And I've missed them, so now I am trying to go to thrift stores and find some nice cookbooks again. Of course, I'm also trying to limit my screen time, and it seems like as soon as I hop on my phone and start looking for recipes, the next thing you know, I'm on social media or I'm getting distracted. And there's something to be said about not having to scroll down to the recipe and having all the pictures right here. This cookbook has a lot of good pictures in it. I think I've seen this cookie book before. I'm thinking one of the families I used to babysit for as a teenager had that cookie book. I always say never shy away from buying stuffed animals or sofa pillows or anything like that from thrift stores, because all you have to do if you're worried about bed bugs or mites or anything nasty, sorry to give you nightmares now if you hadn't thought of those things, but anyway, when you get home, you put them in the washing machine with very hot water, and then after that throw them in the dryer on low heat and you'll be good to go. I will try to put the prices up of some of these items, but I'm purposely not showing the tags because I'm shopping at a thrift store that is somewhat local to me, and so I want to conceal the name of the town, and the tags have the name of the town. And probably the best thing about thrifting, well, right after saving money, is you never know what you're going to find. I had never seen a dog phone like this before. I thought he was so cool. Had it been a cat phone, I would have had a harder time leaving it behind. This trifle bowl was around $8, and I stood there and did a really quick internet search right there in the store and decided that was a pretty good price. This next piece is a gravy boat, I think. I guess it could be a creamer. Is there a way to tell the difference? I don't know, but I like the shape of it, and it was around $3. And then they wanted $5.21 for this hurricane vase, and I'm pretty sure that's about what you would spend for it new from Hobby Lobby, so definitely not a good price. And then these were $1.89 a piece. I kind of like the color. I would have been more tempted had there been a set. And then I believe this is milk glass, correct me if I'm wrong, but they wanted $6.21 for that, as well as this one, same price, $6.21. A little pricey. I definitely passed on those last two, but I was a little tempted with the milk glass. Okay, so I asked a lady in the store this question. Is this a shot glass? Because I don't drink, but I thought it might be fun to buy this as like a joke to play on someone, like here's your little glass, but if it's a shot glass, I probably don't want it. I don't have an apple theme going on, but if I did, I would totally buy these. I just think they're adorable. And then I thought these would be really pretty for Christmas. They were $2.89 each. After going to the thrift store, I headed over to this little liquidators that they have nearby. Well, we used to call it a liquidators. I think now they call them banana box stores, but they have other things besides groceries at this one. So they had that roller skate, and then they also have this bunny platter, which I thought was so adorable. And if you're wondering, that bunny platter is from the Threshold line from Target. So it's kind of fun that they do sometimes carry Target's discontinued items. I decided to stop off at Walmart to get what I would need for the monster bars. And of course it was raining. I have never seen so much rain in my life during any summer, at least not that I recall. In fact, the water ski show that is like local to us has had to postpone their shows because the water level is so high. Anyway, here I am looking for some ice cream from my mom. She has to have dairy-free. And by the way, if you have any suggestions as to a good one to choose, I would love to know in the comments. Blueberry or raisin bagels. My son chose blueberry. And here we are back home. I'm not going to share with you everything in detail just because I always find grocery hauls a little bit boring. But I'm just going to point out a few highlights. Of course, I had to take care of my cats. That's also how I give them their dewormer because they like the canned food so much they'll eat it with anything. And then every once in a while, I treat myself to some chocolate-covered almonds. I do go overboard with those though. And then this is my husband's favorite treat of all. I mean, he loves that more than anything in the world, I think. And I think this is a knockoff of Nutella. Honestly, I've never ever tried Nutella in my life, so I thought I would try that. And then here's a great lazy dinner idea. I like to keep pulled pork in a can and just throw it together with some barbecue sauce and put it on buns, and it's really good. My daughter got me into the Chick-fil-A sauce. That is her fault. I like to put it with chicken strips. And then these popsicles are probably the healthiest that you can buy at a regular grocery store. I think these were $5.49 if I'm not mistaken, but there's no high fructose, there's no artificial colors or flavors, and I only buy them during the summer. And then I'll just quickly show you the ice cream I got my mom. She doesn't treat herself. She just goes without. So every once in a while, I figure I'll just buy her some. So hopefully she likes it. So it's a few days later, hence the change of clothes. And you may notice that it looks pretty bare behind me. And that's because I removed the ficus tree that was behind there because I plan to do a fall feature. And I'm going to talk more about that in just a little bit. But first, we're going to get to the thrift haul, and then we'll talk all about fall decorating and my plans for that. I'm going to start off with my favorite thrift find, and that was this trifle bowl. I think I pronounced that right. Trifle, not trifle, it's trifle. And I've been looking for one this size for quite a while. I love how they put the little layers in it with fruit and whipped cream and cake. I just think that's going to be so pretty. I wish it came with a lid, but not a big deal. And then I did pick up this creamer or gravy boat. And so let's see, this was $3.05. And I think this would look really nice, styled on my kitchen shelf, my new open shelves in my kitchen that my husband has almost completed. Next, I did pick up this little arrangement, not really for the arrangement, but more for the pots. Also from the thrift store, I did pick up a couple of these cookbooks. You saw me leafing through these. And these were $1.18 and this was $4. $4, that's kind of expensive. I should have looked at that better. But anyway, it's a nice book and hopefully I do make good use of it and hopefully it'll be worth the $4. And then if you're wondering, I did end up picking up this bunny from the bargain store for $6.99. And I do think that that bunny would look really cute on my new open shelves in my kitchen as well. Can you tell? I'm really excited about those open shelves. All right. I had to run into my kitchen for this next piece. Okay, because now we're moving on to fall decorating. But I was so excited to start using this. It's the first thing I've ever bought from Birch Lane because, you know, that does tend to be kind of a pricey place. You might call this an early anniversary present for me. All right, it is this lamp. And I like the scalloped edging on it, and the ceramic base is so pretty. And I believe that they have this base in blue as well, and I think that's the only two colors. So I will link this if you're interested in purchasing one, and you'll see it in my fall kitchen video coming up really soon. So for my Thanksgiving tablescape this year, I wanted to add in a cozy element. And so in order to kind of capture that vibe, I thought what better than to use a blanket scarf as a tablescape. So I have this blanket scarf that I found from Amazon, and it's very soft. It has all the fall colors in it. So I'm going to just kind of turn this diagonally on the table. It doesn't like cover the whole table, but I'm going to kind of just turn it. I'll show you when I do my dining room decorate with me video. So if you've been following me, you know I like anything that lights up. And so I found these light up branches. Well, I'm only showing you one, but they came two in a pack for $8.99 from Amazon. And my plan is to make kind of a branch or twig tree feature for fall. In my dining room in this corner actually, instead of the ficus tree. I'm going to take a little trip through my woods and try to find some nicely shaped branches and mix them with these. So hopefully that turns out, and you should see that in my fall dining room decorate with me video that should be coming out really soon. Okay, so next I have some greenery to show you, some wall art, and then just a few more fall decor pieces. But before we do that, I wanted to back up a little bit just to help your imagination. Because I went really budget friendly with my sofa pillow covers just because it gets expensive buying sofa pillow covers every season. So I went with these burnt orange pumpkin sofa pillow covers. I have those the right way. Okay, let's make sure I didn't have them upside down for you. And these were, I believe, 2 for $10 from Amazon. And then the other thing that I bought to kind of go with it was this kind of, I guess you'd call it a plaid look. It's kind of got browns and tans in it. And I think this is actually gonna look good together. I only spent like $23 on new sofa pillow covers for fall. And so I didn't think that was too bad of a price, and that was kind of in my budget. I wanted to keep it under $25, and I did that. Okay, so I don't recall them having this greenery before at Hobby Lobby. Maybe they did, and I've just been blind. But I just love the whimsicalness of it. And it just kind of flows out. I bought 5 stems. I'm just going to show you how one looks. And I also brought up my vase. Hopefully you can kind of get the idea of how it kind of cascades over like that. These are a little bit long yet. I should cut them down, or I should bend them down a little bit better. But isn't that so pretty? And these stems are $9.99 each, and that's before the 40% off, so $6 a piece. And there are 5 in here if I haven't said that already. I like the classic colors for fall, the bright oranges and browns, and even the little hints of green. And so I'm going to talk about some more greenery from Hobby Lobby. This has all of those colors in it, and what I like is that because it has some of the green leaves in there as well, they kind of look like they're turning. Like some of the leaves have turned to fall colors and some are still in the process of turning. So I just think that makes it look really natural and real. And again, it has that flowy look. I don't remember the price of this. I pulled the tags off, but again, I will try to link this for you as well as everything else that I can link. So, slight disclaimer before I show you this next piece, which is also from Hobby Lobby. I still like some signs. I don't go as sign crazy as I used to, but I do like some signs, and I like pretty sayings. I like poems, so that's probably why I like this. But it says, "Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall" by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And this was $24.99 regular price. And I'm going to use this, I think, on my buffet in my dining room. So I debated whether I wanted to show you this piece because we've defaced it. I think that's the right word. My husband chopped off the top of this so that it would fit more easily styled in my hutch or on my new open shelves in my kitchen. But normally it's like a ½ inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch taller, and there's a hole in it. But anyway, this is from Hobby Lobby, and I think it was, I want to say $10, $11 regular price, somewhere along those lines. But it has this little engraved pumpkin on the side. And if you don't like that and you want to use it for another time of year, you just turn it around. So I like that option also. Next up is some wall art from Amazon. And this is 9 by 11. I think it has some nice fall colors in it. I think it's really pretty, and I think it was under $15 if I'm not mistaken. But again, I'll find you a link. I stopped off at Walmart and I picked up this arrangement. It's 14 inches tall and it was $15, I believe. It's got little dimpling on the base. If you put it this way, it looks kind of neutral. And if you put it this way, you see the colors. And then today, I stopped off at the Dollar Tree and they had these mushrooms. I say these, I only got one, but they had other colors. Green and like a wine color for the tops of them. But not bad for $1.25. I just think it looks really high end. These were also from the Dollar Tree. Super pretty. And then from the Dollar General, I picked up this glass pumpkin. It was $8. I already have a glass pumpkin like this, but I really wanted another one because there's so many uses for them. Last year, I showed you a few different ways to use these. One of which was you just put lights in it and use it for your table centerpiece, like fairy lights. Or some candy, maybe a snack mix, some donuts. There's a lot of different ways to use these. And they had other colors of these also. They had orange and they had green. Also from the Dollar General, I picked up one of these Supo pumpkins. I bought 2 of these last year. And again, these also come in orange and green. I was a little disappointed though because when I got this one home, I realized that this is a lot lighter color of white than the pumpkins they had last year that were white. So they don't really match. I don't really feel like I could style the pumpkins from last year with this one, but either way, it is really pretty. And you wouldn't have to put soup in it. You could put some coffee pods in there or candy, whatever you like, but super pretty. Next up, I'm going to be making monster cheesecake bars for you, and then I'm going to show you a few clips from our summer, a lot of which has involved our kittens, to be honest, because if you recall, they were newborn in May and then their mother took off. So then my daughter and I, she's 17, we had to switch off bottle feeding them every few hours, and that was a process. So I'm really glad that they are beyond that stage now. Not worried about the bigger cats hurting them now. They're allowed to just roam around and run free. We have one male cat that's such a bully, and I was so worried that he was going to be mean to them. He's still here, but he came up to me one morning and he was doing this and he was walking funny and he was falling down, and I'm like, Felix, what is wrong with you? His tail got this kink in it. It's crooked. So it's messing up his equilibrium, I guess. He's not falling down anymore. It's kind of like his brain has figured it out, but he's not a jerk anymore to the cat. I mean, he's always been sweet to us, but he's been kind of a bully to the other cats. And now it's like he's been humbled in a way. So even though I feel bad that he's basically broken, he's a nicer kitty. Go figure, right? Okay, enough about that. I apologize for going on about my cats. You know I love my cats. I decided not to go into details showing you how to make the cookie crust because there are quite a few steps to this, but you make the cookie crust and grease your pan. I'm using a springform pan here. And then I'm just going to press that crust into the bottom of this pan and bake it for 15 minutes. The oven should be 350 degrees. While the crust is baking, I'm going to work on my cheesecake layer. So that includes 16 ounces of cream cheese, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1/3 cup of white sugar. I'm giving that a really good mix before I add in a little bit of salt, just like a pinch of salt, a 1/2 cup of cream, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to give that a really good mix again. Then I'm going to add in some Vivid Gel Food Coloring in blue, because of course you have to have that Cookie Monster blue. And then you're going to add in your eggs one at a time, mixing after each time you put one in. And while it would probably be more efficient to use a food processor, I'm just going to go ahead and old school it with a gallon bag and put the 15 cookies, which is the amount that you need, into it and crush it up good with a rolling pin. And then here I'm just dumping it into the batter, giving it a good mix, and I'm going to spread it over my cooled cookie crust. And then here's how the cheesecake looks after it comes out of the oven. I baked it at 300 degrees for about 60 minutes. You want it a little soft on the top. I'm amazed I didn't crack it this time. I pretty much always crack my cheesecakes. And now I'm doing the last step, which is the chocolate ganache, and that is 3/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a 1/2 cup of cream with a sprinkling of salt. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, stir it so it gets nice and incorporated. It actually starts to get a little thick as you stir it, and here I'm just pouring it over the cheesecake. They recommend that you chill the cheesecake overnight in the refrigerator, but I got impatient, so I ran downstairs and put it in the freezer for about an hour. And then, as you can see, I went ahead and put some chunks of cookies on the top, and my husband is going to taste test it here for us in just a second.
That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Action. Oh. All right. That's real good. Yeah. Are you gonna remember the recipe?
The sounds are reflecting off of the building. Jason just. They're fast. I think they're too fast for him.
So cute.
I think he went out that way when I came home up in the garage.
Because the last time I brought him out, he just was all of a sudden there in that crack of the bush just waiting for them.
You know there's nothing, nothing in